Hey, Elgon, Elgon, Elgon sounds better. This video is for you and for anyone else who is interested in, let me get your question here, interested in a video on the topic of manifesting a perfect job and or the idea of manifesting not having to work because you receive more than enough money. Perfect question. And I want to explain this. I'm in Amsterdam where Binky used to live with me. Now he's in Berlin where he lives, and this is him. Anyway, doesn't really matter because there's money in overflow always. So, where to start? You have to realize that the world that you see, that you experience at this moment, is based upon everything you believe. While some things may be apparent that you believe them, others are rooted deep. And it's very easy to find out what these beliefs are, and that is be mindful of the conversations you're having about certain topics. As this is about money and work, let's just stick to money and work. If you look at your bank account and if you look at jobs from the past or past jobs that you had in other parallel realities, how is it going? Are you having a nice job now? Are you having any job at all? How is your financial situation? Are you happy? Are you constantly worried? Are you sometimes happy, sometimes worried? All the combinations are possible. I made a couple of videos this morning and I told you how to know how you shifted parallel realities. I also made a video about prayer, and all these things actually perfectly link in with what I'm about to tell you here. So first of all, what you need to do is find out, what do you believe? It's just handy to know who you are, what you think. Because from that point, you can change the beliefs around jobs, around money, around abundance. How do you look at other people with cool jobs? Do you think that they're lucky bastards? Or do you think that when they have a lot of money, that it's family money? Also check all these things. And as soon as you know what you believe, you can actively start to how do you call it when you have a bomb and you take the thing out so it's not dangerous anymore? You can actively start to, this is not a word, but you'll know what I mean, undanger things. I just made up a new word and I like it. You can actively do that, but only when you know what your former beliefs are. That's a way. There are more ways. Another way is through praying. The prayer that I gave you this morning from Bashar, or the explanation of prayer that I gave you this morning, listen to this a couple of times because that's what it's about. If you give thanks for the amazing job that you want for yourself already before having it, and if you can get into that space energetically and with your emotions and thoughts, then you'll get there. No doubt about it. Oh, I can give you like no doubt about it. You will get there. The work is in the believing of that it's possible for you. The work is in the feeling into it's a done deal. The work is in the I'm worthy of it and I know I can create it. That's the work. All the other stuff is just bijzaak. All the other stuff is just, it's not important. It's a result. It's what happens when you're in that state. And when you are in a different state, you automatically choose a different parallel reality. And I even read in a book, or was it Bashar? There are actually more people who say this. I think Abraham Hicks as well. Because you're shifting through parallel realities all the time, every second, at the moment you feel that you're a millionaire, at that moment you are a millionaire. The thing is, you need to stick to this state, this feeling, this new man long enough and often enough that it's believable at one point for you, that it's natural for you, and it will happen. I have a couple of stories to illustrate that this stuff really works. So, one is from a guy named Seth, and he has been interviewed by Agnes Vivarelli. You can just type in Agnes and Seth interview, and two interviews pop up. They're both nice to watch. In one of the interviews, he's talking about how he created this job for himself that he has. And it's really crazy cool how it got about. He wanted to work for this real estate agent. He knew him from the field. He never met him, but I think it's kind of a famous real estate guy. I don't know if famous is the right word, but let's say he's known in his field. And Seth knew him and he wanted to work for him. I don't remember all the details exactly. If you want to know, go check out the videos. They're really interesting to watch for conscious creators. Anyway, both the interviews. I'm not sure if as I said, if I remember it correctly, and it doesn't really matter because it's about the outcome, but something like this happened. So he was envisioning himself working for this guy already. He pretended that when he walked out of the door, that he would go to his work. He had no job, he had no link to this man whatsoever. He just pretended that he was going out to work. So you have to be really good at not giving a shit that your head says, this is ridiculous, don't be stupid. No, you should just stick to it and stick with it long enough, and you'll be comfortable playing make-believe. At one point, his parents were on a holiday and they met someone who knew this guy, and through them, he could go on a job interview with this man. His parents didn't know anything. And the world will bend to, even if it takes, I don't know how many people Neville says, even if it takes 1 million people, you will get what you want. Everyone in your world will feel inspired to take an action to help you to get where you want. All you have to do is assume the state, get into the feeling and the emotion, watch your thoughts, feel good the whole day for no reason. That is all you need to do. I said I had one more. I actually have two more. Super cool. One is, I will see also if I can find the video for you. I shared it before, I'm very certain, because this is such an inspirational story. And I have to go in a little bit. So I'll either do it now or I'll put it in the link in the description below later. Oprah Winfrey. I love her. She's one of my big inspirations. Oprah Winfrey wanted to be in the movie called The Color Purple. So she, and that came about. Oh yeah, no, sorry. I'm giving away. I'm giving away the end. Oprah Winfrey fell in love with a book called Moon Song. Oh my God, no, I'm saying it wrong. It's called The Color Purple. Okay, yeah. So the book is called The Color Purple. She fell in love with the book so much that she bought this book for random people even. She was giving out this book on the streets. Somehow word got to her that they would make a movie out of it. She was like, I need to be in the movie. I need to be in the movie. I need to be Sophia. So Quincy Jones was the director of the movie. She didn't know Quincy Jones at that time. She was so into this. She wanted it. She needed it. She didn't want to let it go. And at one point, she got a call. Quincy Jones had seen her on some kind of what was it? This Michael Jackson ordeal was going on. She was on trial for Michael Jackson, or on a stand. I don't know how you say that in English. You know what I mean? Quincy Jones saw her and he said that Sophia, which is the main character from the book, I've never read it. I think I've seen The Color Purple, but it doesn't really matter. He contacted her and she thought, oh yeah, that this was the thing. He said, you're being asked to audition for a role in the movie called Moon Song. And she was like, Moon Song? Moon Song? I've been praying for The Color Purple. This must be wrong. So she went to the audition, when she did the lines, she knew this is for the color purple. And she didn't hear back, and she got super anxious. So first, like, this is like, okay, wow, all this work and all this praying, and it worked. But what happened then was she didn't hear back. And she thought she didn't hear back because she was too fat at the time. So she went to a fat farm. And by this time, I think she was stressing out, so much anxiety. And she was at one point, I can't do this anymore. I need to let go. I need to let go because I can't do this anymore. So she was on the treadmill singing in the rain, I surrender all, my dear God, something like that. At one point, someone from the fat farm comes to her and says she has a phone call, and then she heard that she got the role. And the moral of the story is she prays to a God outside of herself. Doesn't really matter. Belief is the thing, and it's nicer if you believe in yourself because you are God. That's what we learn. Belief is the thing. Belief, feeling into the emotions. And then a last story, because this is a long video, all for you. The story about how Jim Carrey became a millionaire. So he was an actor. He was super broke. He had a very old car. What he used to do, he would drive to the theater in his super old car. I think he did this for 2 years, every single day. I'm going to also look up this video and post it in the link below. Oprah interviewed Jim Carrey about this. Every single day, he went to the theater. He had a little paper in his wallet. He took the paper out and he said every day, he pretended that he would receive millions for some kind of a movie. Or maybe it's even 5 years, guys, talking about persistence. I'm not saying you need to persist for 5 years. Don't get me wrong at all. That's not what I'm saying. I said that was how it worked for him. Anywho, so for a couple of years, he was reading this paper and it deteriorated and deteriorated. Nice word. Thank you, Jim. You will see in the little clip that I will post. And he would pretend that he received millions for making a movie. And then he got asked for Dumb and Dumber. He got his millions and he got it even. Oh yeah, that was the thing. He dated it at a certain time and he got it before that time. So I think I illustrated that it boils down to belief. Believe in yourself. Believe that you can do this. Find out what your limiting beliefs are, or just walk around in the wish fulfilled as much as you can, and or get a coach like me or someone else that is into conscious creation and can hold space for you and can help you move and stick to the right path. And it's not necessary. You can do it by yourself. I'm just putting it out there so you know it's a possibility. That you've got this. And when you have your first millions and are financially free, I will hear back from you. You know my PayPal link. So I have faith this video helps anyone watching. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching it. And I wish you a beautiful day from the sun that I created because it was raining before. Mwah. See you later.